when Trungpa Rinpoche was teaching in the United States when he came in 1970, he was teaching in a very informal way and basically teaching sitting meditation to his students. And there came a point when he had decided that it was time to help his students understand that the Dharma he was presenting was the Dharma he had learned from his teachers, and he actually wanted his students to meet the teachers themselves. So it was one thing for him to be their teacher, to give the Dharma, but it was very important, he often talked about, to be in the presence of these great masters that he had been in the presence of. And so he invited His Holiness the Karmapa to come, I think, in 1974. And then in 1976, he invited His Holiness Dilgo Khyentse Rinpoche to come to the United States. And then just this one moment, just like this whir of the helicopter comes, and you see this helicopter above Marpa Point, and it was hidden behind the mountains before. And so you see this helicopter come over Marpa Point, and it's making a very loud noise, and there's a heliport we built down there for them. And they just came down the helicopter, and as they landed, and as Khyentse Rinpoche, who's a big man, steps out of this helicopter, he just comes out, Mr. Universe, and there he is, and there was this woman there, just this spontaneous whoop! It was like electric. And then Trungpa Rinpoche came out, and there was a Sakya teacher also that was with them. And they came out, and it was an amazing, even talking about it, it was like an experience I can't really put into words. It was an inconceivable kind of thing I felt about his presence with my teacher at the time. And it was breathtaking. And he proceeded to give teachings at Shambhala Mountain Center at that time. So when Trungpa Rinpoche passed away in April of 1987, it was decided that his cremation would happen. He passed away in Nova Scotia, and Khyentse Rinpoche was asked to preside at his cremation. And he chose a specific date in May. It was going to happen at Karma Choling for the actual cremation. And there were a lot of preparations made for weeks for this cremation. Banners, brocades, thrones. And when Khyentse Rinpoche arrived, it was hard to describe because the Sangha was grieving for our teacher and lost feeling. And yet when Khyentse Rinpoche arrived, it was as if our grandfather had come to our home to take care of us. So on the cremation day at Karma Choling, which is our contemplative center in Barnet, Vermont, after preparations had been made, Khyentse Rinpoche went up top to the field where the Purkong was, and it was a very foggy day, which was disappointing to a lot of people. And as the procession came up the hill and Khyentse Rinpoche was at the top, literally the fog disappeared and the clouds parted and the sun came out. And as they brought the body of Trungpa Rinpoche up, Khyentse Rinpoche was at the top and he presided over the cremation. And seeing him sit there was, again, a very hard to put into words feeling, but we felt like things were okay. So after that, things were hard in Vajradhatu. We were grieving. We went through a period of great confusion and difficulty in the Sangha. And I would say that we relied completely on Khyentse Rinpoche to guide us through this period. He gave the Sangha certain practices to do. He practiced himself for us, and we could feel the blessings that were coming from Khyentse Rinpoche. So again, there was this connection between him and ourselves as Trungpa Rinpoche students, and particularly to the then Sawang, who became the Sakyong, was already very close at that point to Khyentse Rinpoche, and so we felt he was completely taking care of us in that very difficult kind of period.